Are you into fighting, MMA, wrestling, or are you just some sicko who likes seeing someone get fucked up? Then don't miss out on the Fightday Fanboy podcast.
How you doing, Peter Walsh? How you been?
Good, bro. Look at you ugly cunt.
Fuck, bro. I'm getting shredded. I'm getting there.
No, you look big. You look good.
I'm
think
on
it's the pig hat. It's cute. It's very cute.
The fitness passport logo. I'm actually rocking the Body Fit hat. Team Body Fit.
Yeah, cool.
They're my favourite
Team
MMA
Body
team in Sydney.
Yeah, cool. It's a woman's hat though, right?
No, it's a gender neutral hat.
Okay.
People who like vibrance, people who like the good colour combination between the pink, the bleach blonde, and obviously the beautifully tanned skin.
Yeah, I guess it works. You look good. Still an ugly cunt, but
You're right. I should probably just fucking grab a generic polo from Kmart like you did, you fucking prick. Yeah, choke on that Heineken Zero, you fucking... All right, Fight Day Fanboy episode fucking 2021. Probably, I think it's like 11 or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure. First one of the year. We've had a bit of a hiatus. I've been getting severely jacked in that time. Peter's been letting himself go. So, you know, if you want to know
Happy New Year.
If you want to know the visual difference, you can see it right here. You can see it anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the last episode we did, the one before that was the hottest man in MMA, which is crazy because
That was last year. Yeah, that was a month ago now.
Because I haven't even set up an award section for this. Like, I don't know, are we going to do like an award section? Are we going to give our Fighter of the Year award? I mean, like,
We should.
For a first running MMA podcast to just do hottest man in MMA, fucking the first year running, it's just a piss take. You know what I mean? Like, we should probably give a Fighter of the Year. I don't really, as far as nominees go, there's a lot of people you could say, and then there's a lot of, in terms of Fighter of the Year, you know, you could be going for who's had the most impressive year or who's stayed on top, you know, like, so you can say Adesanya would be a nominee for Fighter of the Year, or, you know, Kevin Holland or Chimaev or either one of them.
Chimaev,
whatever. Yeah, you know, Chimaev. I've heard a lot of people call him Chimaev recently, so it's just stuck in my mind.
Chimaev, yeah, right. We should also have a Josh Griffith section on mispronounced fighters' names.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Josh.
We won't
Shout out to Josh Griffiths. We've got to get him on here for the next one.
We will. We'll get Josh on here for the next one. Fighter of the Year. Let's just do a quick take. Here it is, a quick take Fighter of the Year. I'm going to say my Fighter of the Year. He's going to say his Fighter of the Year. And if we have a different Fighter of the Year, we're going to do a rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets Fighter of the Year.
Jeez. You could have given me a heads up for that one.
Sorry.
All
right. Fighter of the Year. Peter Walsh, who's your Fight Day Fanboy Fighter of the Year for 2020?
Gosh, 2020 was such a fucking... Oh, it was such a mashed year. I'm just trying to think back because I'm going to try and go against the norm. Obviously, you know, you've got like your Chimaevs and your Kevin Hollands and stuff. I'm just trying to think outside because, I mean, they did exceptionally well, but only because they fought so many times. I believe. I mean, they have that advantage because what did Chimaev fight like 4 times? Like Kevin Holland fought 4 times. It's even funny. I saw Charles Sonnen post the other day. I'm like, fucking the 5th of January. He's like, it's been 5 years into the new year. How come Kevin Holland hasn't fought yet? Made me laugh. I'm trying to go against that. I know obviously those guys fought a lot, and Kevin Holland was unreal. I'd have to put him up there. He'd be in the top 3. But I'm just trying to think of a fighter that really stood out for me. I'd honestly, and even though they lost a fight, I'm going to go with Dan Hooker. Both of his fights in 2020, I think he had 2, were fucking sensational fights.
Poirier fight and the Felder fight? Yeah, correct.
Poirier fight and the Felder fight were 2 of probably the best fights I've watched this year. The stand-up of Hooker and just how he's progressing. I mean, he had 2 split decision with Felder, and he lost against Poirier, but just both those fights for me to watch. And I think a little bit of comes in the Australian-New Zealander thing, but just those two fights for him were just both phenomenal performances that year. It's a weird one to pick. You know what I mean? And no one would ever choose it, but he just fucking, and I'm just so G'd up for, the fight next week as well.
I think if he beat Chandler like last year, that you'd say that. To me, I'm going to go straight up. My fight of the year is Kevin Holland. I know.
Look, I won't even scissors paper Rocky for that. I'll agree. Like I said, he's been my top 3 too.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll give him a fucking Twitter shout out. We'll blast his door off. Say like, hey bro, look, you're the Fightday Fanboy MMA fucking fighter of the year. See if he gives us a reply or a retweet or something.
Yeah.
All for his glory, of course, not ours. Not for our cheap promotion.
I'd also fucking say Sean O'Malley if his fucking foot never caved in.
Yeah, well, that's just what happens, man. The calf kicks are vicious, dude. Take out the peroneal nerve. I can give MMA.medic a follow on Instagram. He does the whole thing. He explains everything that happens to fighters when they're injured. I think he did one for Big T Wood when he fell in and out in love with his rib.
Oh, my rib.
My rib. My rib.
I didn't. What's it called? Say it again.
What? MMA.medic. It's the best one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's basically a medic, like a big doctor who's.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that existed. There was someone out there doing that. That's really cool.
Give him a follow, man. It's a great page.
Yeah, no, I want to go have a look at it now. Can we put this on hold?
Yeah, so the MMA.
Yeah, that's a good page, man.
Yeah. MMA Medic's providing a tons of good information on all that stuff, and it's good because as an outsider, not having a medical background, where all these medical injuries can occur in this sport, because it's all targeted towards the body, you get to learn so much more about it. Anyway, Fightday Fanboy 2021, let's kick it off. So we have a pretty awesome card coming up. Before we get to the card, which is probably going to have a fight of the year contender, early fight of the year contender on it, without a doubt in my mind. Let's get to some quick fire topics. So we're going to start off. We're going to do things new this year. All right. We're going to do some new things, with direction of some two serious great minds here. We're going to have new sets. We're going to have
this is exciting.
New topics. How exciting is this? So buckle in, Mum, if you're watching. Quick fire topics. So what we're going to do is, I wanted to sort of kick this off quick. I'm going to give you a topic, and then I'm going to give you a little question, expand on that a little bit, but don't go any more than 60 seconds. And we're doing this all directed towards Pete the Man, the bad guy. So quick fire topics. So the first one. All right. So the UFC in America is broadcasting on the ABC network. They're planning a return to network TV. They might not be going through ESPN directly. They might actually be changing their whole network to the ABC to get more coverage. What do you think about that? Do you think it'll give it more exposure, or do you think it's just sort of a short-term thing? I gave you a hard one. I gave you a real fucking hard one.
I heard the other day, I was listening to John Anik on his Instagram, and he was announcing that it was ABC. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't know much about it. It's probably better off you explain more of it to me. Obviously, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it would. I think ESPN's just got the market more so.
Well, ESPN and ABC are owned by one and the same. So I think it's a little attempt to get it onto mainstream TV, because I'm pretty sure when you go over there, ABC is everywhere.
Yeah.
ESPN's more of a paid-for channel. Sorry if I butchered that.
Well, no, because ESPN's just everybody knows ESPN is sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. ABC, I've never viewed ABC as sports, but I mean, if it gives people more access to it on different TVs, well, then I guess that could work.
Yeah, fucking oath. All right, bang. Next one. Gaethje and Oliveira is in the works. What do you think of this fight? Do you think it's a good matchup, and do you think this is more deserving of a title, to be a title fight than McGregor Poirier or what's the name? What's the other one? The big one, the fucking main one, Chandler Hooker.
Chandler Hooker, yeah. I love the fight. You got those 6 contenders really, or what?
Yeah.
So you've really got to tee them all off together. I only found out just at the beginning of this week about the Oliveira and Gaethje fight. I love that fight. You know, Oliveira deserves a title shot, but so did Gaethje. And I mean, Gaethje's just come off that loss. It's a perfect matchup for both of them. And you know, the hard thing is now, Poirier and McGregor's not for a title. You got Khabib, who's fucking, we don't know who's coming back. So that leaves 7 of them. It's a bit of a mess, really.
Don't fucking uncover my next topic, you prick.
Yeah, okay.
You transitioned into my next topic.
Okay. I love the fight. Love the fight. I think it's a really good stylistic matchup. I actually think I'm the only one. I spoke to Josh about the other day. I think Oliveira is going to win. Only because he looked sensational in his last 2 fights against Kevin Lee, and he just looks fucking unstoppable.
He's coming to his own.
Do what he did to Ferguson. Everyone was jaw dropped by that. But it also, you know, Josh sort of turned around and said to me the other day, he's like, yeah, but is it, or is Tony just had his day now?
No, that's not true, man.
I believe Tony's still fucking prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe Tony's just as good. I mean, he's deteriorated a little bit. I mean, if you look at his strike performance, it wasn't as great, and it wasn't like Oliveira shut him out with anything significant. So I don't know. Anyway, third topic. Here we go. So Dana had a interview with Brett Okamoto just recently, just popped up on YouTube maybe about like a day ago. And he was saying that he's yet to meet with Khabib, but it's planned. He's planned to meet Khabib soon. What do you think about that whole meeting? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think there's a chance we see Khabib for 30-0? And what's the likelihood between him not coming back and coming back?
I think 90% he comes back. I always thought that he would come back. I mean, why would he be taking time out of his day to meet up with Dana? Like, what business do they have if he's retired? They have no business. They're meeting up. What else are they going to be discussing? The weather?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else? But I think Khabib's probably going to be laying big cards on the table. He's probably be like, you know, I want 30-0, but I want it to go out with a bang. It's probably going to be a GSP super fight. We all know GSP's still training. He's kept in shape, and I think that's the only fight GSP will take. I think it'll be a one-time only, in and out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so
that's my prediction on it.
So what do you think it's going to happen? Well, for me, in this situation, I don't know. I think I've heard a lot of talking from one side, and that side's Dana. I know Khabib's planning to meet with him. I think Khabib's going to put up some terms that Dana, it's going to be so outside of the box, and it's not going to be very money orientated, and Dana's going to be a bit confused by it. And I don't know if Dana's going to be able to do it. Dana said in an interview he wanted him to fight 10 more times, which is fucking insane.
I did hear Dana in that interview. I didn't listen to the interview, but I remember hearing one snippet of Dana just saying, "Did you see what he did in his last fight? Did you see what he did to Gaethje? He needs to fight again. He needs to keep fighting. It's not like he's on his way out."
It's the first time Dana's said, gone back from that retirement statement he always does, where he says if someone talks about retirement, they should retire. He was like, if they talk about retirement, they probably should retire. But did you see what he fucking did to?
It was crazy, man.
Last topic. So Yoel Romero, Rumble Johnson just got released, but they got released a while back, but we haven't done one since then. Just released by the UFC, and they have signed new deals with Bellator. Will they be an asset to Bellator? And if they are an asset to Bellator, how much of the needle does it move? How much does it move the needle when it comes into this situation?
100% they're an asset to Bellator. They're an asset to the UFC. I couldn't believe that Yoel got let go.
Yeah.
Did he get let go because of his age?
Well, he got let go because of his age and probably his last performance.
And his last performance. But fuck it, it takes two to tango.
Yeah. Well,
It takes two to tango.
Yeah. Dana likes ascending business. That's your topic. I'm fucking butting in. Dana likes ascending business models. So with Yoel Romero, yeah, he can have a title fight and he can be close every single fucking time. The problem is like when you get to that prospect and you have a middleweight champion that seems like they're going to be there for a long time, it's almost like, where's his direction from there? And, no one wants to see that Stylebender versus Yoel fight again. And if Yoel were to get the belt, he believes he'd probably hold things up and hold it up in a way where they'd have to watch that fight again and they'd put it on pay-per-view and it would wouldn't look. It would be the same thing, and he'd be worried about having that fight again.
I get it why you can't take that risk. I understand, and it's not like they're going to come out and he's going to come out with the same game plan as well. He's not going to want to fucking rush and get caught by Izzy.
Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
I originally thought like he got cut because I know Dana has a safety, same thing he did with Cowboy. He's kind of like, these guys are getting old. It's a bit of a health hazard and stuff like that. Yoel's old, but it's not like Yoel's getting knocked out. It's not like Yoel's he's deteriorated that much where he's actually putting himself in danger in fights. It's not like fucking someone like James Vick. Do you know what I mean? James Vick was just getting slept left, right, and center. It gets to the point where no, I'm going to cut you because I'm doing you a favor. You're going to end up with CTE.
Yeah,
you keep fighting. It's not like Yoel's getting bashed.
Yeah,
but I guess I see that you can't take that risk.
I think he's got enough people in the division that it's almost like if he was to be in there, he'd be a gatekeeper that would hold up the division. In a division full of guys that he's already got that are fucking tremendous, But would they move the needle? Like, would you see increased, like more people going over to Bellator to watch it, like, with the market share that UFC has? Would they move the needle in terms of like, a dramatic amount?
Yeah.
I don't think they would.
I think so.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Yoel's, you can't, you got to go off your last performance, but he's only had one boring fight out of fucking probably 15 he's had with the UFC.
Yeah.
Yoel's never a boring fight. Besides that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you. But yeah.
Look what happened with Derek Lewis and fucking, Francis Ngannou. They haven't had another boring fight since.
That's true. All right. Well, that was quick fire topics. Next time we do this, if we do this again, if we work it out, we're gonna have maybe like a bit of like a text graphic and with a bit of fire coming up and a bit of like maybe like a sizzle sound effect. Like, quick fire.
Maybe give me a heads up if you're gonna ask a question like that.
You can't give a heads up for quick fire topics. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I suppose.
Spontaneous content is good content.
Yeah.
A really good website designer told me that one time. But enough inside jokes. He's also a Bitcoin trainer now. Anyway, point is.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know who you're talking about. Yeah. All right. Well, so let's get into it. We're pretty much going to do one this week because it's a weekly thing. One this week, one next week. So we almost have two cards to cover. Thankfully, the card in between the Holloway Kattar card and the McGregor-Poirier card is not really action-packed. So I really just wanted to sort of talk about the Magny Chiesa fight. So I'm going to include it into the breakdown of what we do for this card. But we'll break this down real quick. We'll break this down in between. What we'll do, we'll go through that, and then before we do the main event, we're going to do Pete's Bet of the Week. All right? Done. And you, as you always know, as you've seen from the immaculate track record, it always pays.
Well, I still am wearing Lowe's polo shirts, but hopefully next week it'll be a Ralph Lauren right there.
August McGregor.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, if you wear a Ralph Lauren polo, apparently you're more likely to be knocked out by Michael Bisping in the first round. So that's always
And Yo
exciting.
Romero in the second.
And kissed by him and kissed in the fucking post-fight fucking scramble. All right, so let's break down this card. Holloway versus Kattar, awesome fight to break down. But the whole card, there's some interesting matchups on this card. Not necessarily needle moving in terms of ratings matchups or like, everything. But there are some really good talent. One talent coming back, two legends, and then just two, like a boxer and a kickboxer that are just top of their class. First of all, I wanted to talk about let's do so. Li Jingliang. Oh fuck! I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. Li Jingliang versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. It's Argentina versus China matchup there. So you got Li Jingliang. Obviously, he's from the Uriah Faber troop, fucking Team Alpha Male, and then you've got Santiago Ponzinibbio coming back off of a pretty serious medical condition. He's been out for about almost 2 years now. I think 2 years maybe.
He last fought in February 18.
February 18.
So almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, right? Okay, yeah. So two very, very similar fighters. I'll give my pick first. I'll let you break it down afterwards. Two very, very similar fighters. The way I'm looking at it now, Li Jingliang is coming with a lot of heat, some pretty ridiculous. When he lands that shot, he's got some ridiculous power. Santiago Ponzinibbio coming off a blood infection, which actually went into a bone infection, and then he almost pretty much lost his UFC career. But now that he's back, the question really
That's crazy,
is,
man.
I know. The question really is that it's the variable. Like, the variable's too strong in this matchup, in my opinion. Like, I don't know what kind of he couldn't have been training that much, right? Like,
Yeah, well, if he was that sick, yeah.
If you're that sick. So the way I look at it right now, you got him, Santiago Ponzinibbio, who ideally overall is a more complete fighter than Li Jingliang, in my opinion.
He's a better fighter. He is.
Yeah. They're both.
I think he is, but we just don't know what. We don't know who's going to show up.
Well, they're both two guys that are very powerful for their weight class and have two strong right hands, two very strong hands, like power punches. Santiago Ponzinibbio, the way I look at him and the way he fights, I actually look at him as just a tiny bit better than Li Jingliang in all the performances that I've seen. A tiny bit better, a tiny bit more. Grizzled's a vet. He's had a few more big fights. He's on
a huge win streak too. I mean, before he got sick, he was on a huge tear. I think within the space of a year, he beat Gunnar Nelson, Mike Perry, knocked out Neil Magny. Both their last fights were Neil Magny.
Yeah, and Mike Perry's had a career that's gone into stardom, complete set into the stratosphere. So, no, well, somewhat. maybe more for his antics than his actual fighting abilities. But let's not kick a man while he's down. Let's not kick a man while he's down. So this is the only one in this whole card, really, not to give you a bit of an insight to my predictions, but that I really think is going to go the other way to the bookies. And I think that Li Jingliang is actually probably going to get a TKO in the first round.
Yep.
I don't want to actually bet in terms of, I don't want to bet on someone's medical illness or downfall, but I'm just going to be a realist and call it for what it is. I hope Santiago Ponzinibbio comes back and has a hell of a fight. And I hope there's he's back in the right condition, but just the way I look at it, Li Jingliang is very youthful. He's got a lot of power, very, very similar to Santiago Ponzinibbio in a lot of ways. Except Santiago Ponzinibbio's got better counterpunching. So ideally, I would pick Ponzinibbio in any other time, but I think this is a time for Jinglang to really make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Peter
I couldn't have
Walsh,
broken it down. I couldn't have broken it
take it
down
away.
better myself. I 100% agree with everything you said. I mean, it does sound wrong to bank on someone's misfortunes, but I'll be so excited if Ponzinibbio wins that fight. Good for him.
I'll be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope he can come back, but I'll be adding jingling to my cash a ding ding.
Yeah, Pete's bet of the week. Fucking oath. All right, well, I'll let you start the co-main event because I got the jump on that one.
Yep.
So
So the
Carlos Condit
co-main.
and Matt
Yeah,
Brown.
Carlos Condit, Matt Brown. What an awesome fight. I don't think many people really appreciate. I think the casual fans don't really appreciate. For fans that have been watching the sport for a long time, I think this is a fight that just needs to happen.
Yeah.
With these two vets, you know what I mean? These two guys are both killers, and it could go either way. I mean, Matt Brown's a fucking beast. He's a fucking beast. Been watching clips of him all week, and just that fucking elbow. I've watched it about 10 times this week on
Oh
separate
my
occasions
God.
where he fucking folded Diego Sanchez. Like,
I just wish it was his coach.
I can't stay. Yeah, I know. But fuck, Mac Brown's so up and down with his performances as well, but so is Carlos Condon. But they're both. That's the potential. I mean, you can't really compete against Holloway and Kattar for fight of the night, but I think the co-main could be a real fucking bloodbath. None of it's going to be a brawl.
Yeah.
And Carlos Condon has a fucking chin.
Who's your pick?
You know what I mean? I'm going to go in my bet with Carlos Condon on points.
Yep.
I think he's slightly better on the ground. I think he'll get some takedowns. I think he'll be able to hold him there for a while. But I think Carlos Condon's going to take a bit more damage on the feet. But I think it'll go the distance. Matt Brown could get the TKO, he could fold him with another elbow.
Yeah. Well, see, I think
I really have struggled to call that fight, but I think Carlos can do it by points.
I think Matt Brown is actually better than Carlos Condit on the ground. I just don't think he's ever really. I think he's got that sort of cowboy sort of attitude, much like a cowboy, where he's just sort of brawling. All right.
Yeah.
Like, pretty decorated in jiu-jitsu. He's one of those people that, like, much like a Poirier.
Are they both black belts? I know Condon is.
Yeah. Matt Brown's a black belt.
Or is he a brown belt?
Let's just end it right here. No, So, in my opinion, with this fight, I look at Carlos Condit, I look at Matt Brown. Matt Brown is one of those fighters, been around forever. He was sort of like the first incarnation of cowboy in a lot of ways. Very, very very awesome performances. Really got the skill for it. It's got his own academy. All of that good stuff. Had a long career with the UFC. But so is Carlos Condit. However, because of Matt Brown's style, the way I look at it is Matt Brown's chin is not nearly, even though they're both veterans, not nearly as fresh as Carlos Condit.
Condon's, yeah.
And the way I look at with Carlos Condit is I've always seen him as just slightly a bit more of a complete fighter. Carlos Condit is on that level where he is, I believe he should have been UFC champion. I believe he beat Robbie Lawler in that decision. But, and a lot of people did as well. But
that was a crazy fight.
Carlos Condit's come back. It's the best. It's one of the best fights I've ever seen.
Anyone should shout out to that fight. Anyone that wants to little bit of inside scoop of how this fight could go down, you go back, rewatch that fight. I think it could be a fight like that. Everyone
talks about Lawler versus McDonald, but Condit versus Lawler was right up there as well. Right there. But the way I look at it with Carlos Condit and Matt Brown, I just think Carlos Condit has always been a slightly more complete fighter in a lot of ways. I think Carlos Condit's striking is a bit sharper as well. And I think from what we've seen from Carlos Condit with this return, since he's returned back out of retirement. I think he's actually added a few more things to his arsenal. He looks a bit better, and he's still sort of evolving as a fighter. Where I think Matt Brown is sort of he obviously always evolves as a fighter, and I don't really you can't really tell. But
but no, I agree. I think he's hit his top end. I think he's hit his plateau.
yeah,
And he had a great run while he did, and he's had some spectacular fights, some spectacular performances. But he fought once last year or twice last year. I remember one of the fights. I remember watching the fight and thinking, I think he's had his day.
Yeah.
He lost his last fight.
Yeah. I think, because I know, because just to be bold here, I know like you went decision, and I was that on my notes. It's actually got written Carlos Condit by decision as well, but I'm gonna go with TKO in the second round.
Okay.
I'm going to go with TKO for Carlos Condit in the second round. I think he can pull something off. I think if he lands, because like you get into like a brawling situation with Matt Brown and Carlos Condit, and if you bring up the chin thing that I was talking before, and Carlos Condit lands a clean shot, then
I think it could happen. I would disagree and say like third, late in the third.
Yeah.
I just know that they're both durable. Carlos Condit has slightly better cardio, and he's just durable. I think Matt Brown could win round one.
Yeah. I think if he wins round one, that's the only one he's winning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's
anyway. Such an exciting fight. I can't wait to watch that. I'll be staying awake. I'll be staying awake to watch that. I'm going to be staying awake to watch the whole card. By the way,
I don't have that commitment.
Kicks off at 2 a.m. our time.
I think. Oh man, I don't know. Like the way I look at it right now, like it's what it starts 2 a.m. and then when would Carlos Condit be on? He'd be on about 8, right?
No, Carlos, that'll be the co-main. That'll be about 7 o'clock my time. So 8 a.m. your time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 a.m. my time.
Sorry, you're right. 8
a.m. my time, and then 8:30 for the main. Okay. I'll do the last 2, and then I'll go. Maybe the last 3, and then I'll go back and watch it. Fucking hell.
I'll give you a call at 7 a.m. if you want.
Yeah, all right. Wake me up. Fucking give me the Peter alarm.
Place
your bets. Before we do Pete's Bet of the Week and the main event this Sunday's card, let's do a quick breakdown of Magny and Chiesa. I'll kick it off. So with Neil Magny, Michael Chiesa, obviously you've got 2 guys who are actually verging up there as vets as well. Vets in a lot of people's eyes now that the roster cuts have pretty much eliminated a lot of the old talent. Neil Magny versus Michael Chiesa. This one chews me up because it's a 5-round fight. Michael Chiesa's got a lot of ability and is very, very good in terms of being on the ground and everything else. Neil Magny has sort of really pushed a wrestling game recently. I think when you get to the point of being as strong of a wrestler as Magny is, like in terms of not just strong as in like transitions and everything in talent, I'm talking about actual strong, like an actual force, like against the cage. I think a lot of people get really intimidated and sort of flustered by that. I think Chiesa might get a bit bullied in there.
Really?
I think Chiesa might get a little bit bullied. However, when you go 5 rounds, it's dependent to see what happens, because I really don't know what Michael Chiesa could do. If anyone can pull a rabbit out of the hat, it's probably him.
He surprised everyone with the RDA fight. Absolutely surprised everyone with the RDA fight. When I watched that fight, I was like, wow, who is this guy? Where's he come from? And where's this wrestling come from?
Yeah, I know.
He threw RDA around like fucking Colby did.
Well,
he's not better.
He's a legit grappler, man, as well. Like, that's the thing is, like, a lot of people are quick to...
And he's big. He's fucking big. And I know you said Neil Magny's strong, but fucking so's Chiesa. And
Yeah,
Kiesa's
no.
big. I think he's going to come in bigger than Magny.
No, he won't. No.
You don't reckon?
No way. No, because Magny, it's at 170, yeah?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
Well, but
Chiesta's
welterweight.
fucking... Yeah, because Chiesta's fucking... I mean, I know he's had a few fights at 170, but I just think the way I look at it now, it's like... I don't know. I just think Magny's got a lot of muscles with like a big sort of wrestling physique. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe Chiesa is going to end up bigger on fight day.
I think you're right. Did he fight RDA at lightweight?
Welterweight.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Have a
I
double
need to
check
do
that.
I need to look up on that because Kiesa's fought at lightweight.
Yeah.
I've seen him fight at lightweight and he was a monster. For some reason, I thought the fight was lightweight.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah. I think it was at welterweight. I think because I remember there was that was still when RDA was trying to make a run at 170. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not too sure. That's fucking stumped me. Let's check.
Yeah. Either way, we'll see on fight day. But either way, they're both very, very evenly matched in a lot of areas.
Yeah,
I don't know if Chiesa will get bullied though. I can see him getting starched.
I don't even know.
I don't know if I...
Let me try and check weights. Welterweight. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't get bullied. I just don't. Depends.
Chiesa holds himself pretty well.
And then then when you talk about those 5 rounders as well, like that's another big thing. Like to go 5 rounds and to see what happens. You know, like a lot of people have that feeling out process, and for those two people, they're sort of the feeling out process is sort of paramount. You know what I mean? They're sort of old school sort of fighters in that sort of way.
Yeah.
So it probably will creep into the 4th, in my opinion.
So when's that on? That'll be on Wednesday night next week.
Wednesday night next week. Yeah.
All right.
Official prediction?
Cool. I know you're going to go Neil Magny.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Chiesa. I really can't. I'm going to go Chiesa by decision.
I'm going to go Magny by decision.
Long drawn out 5-round fight, eh?
I'm actually getting worried about that now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Magny's going to stop him. I doubt it.
I think their betting odds there. I think betting odds is Neil Magny is a favourite.
Yeah, he's just the favourite. But it's just mainly because what you've done recently, I think, with those betting odds as well.
I think it was pretty much the same odds when he went in and fought RDA.
Yeah,
he was the underdog, and then he fucking did what he did to RDA. I'm just gonna go off. You're only as good as your last fight.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens. So
you know, I think RDA's still better than Magny. You know what I mean? So
I think RDA is better than fucking. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Is like it depends because there's different versions that rock off fighters all the time.
He really surprised me in his last performance. It was sensational. So we'll just wait and see for that one. But I'll go Chiesa. You can go Magny, and we'll recap next week.
Hi guys, my name's Alex Kelly, and I'm really struggling with my picks, especially in the sport of MMA, and I don't know what to do. If only there was someone who could save me and tell me the right picks, what to do. Someone who could give me a multi who would blow my socks off. Is that Peter Walsh? Is it time?
Oh, how are you going, man?
Is it time for Pete's Bet of the Week?
Do I have a solution for you?
I need one. I'm fucking scratching. I need
right.
a fucking hit of a bet.
This week, as we all know, it's been a rough 2020, and you know I think the last few bets haven't really worked out for me. So, like they always say, punters, always chase your losses. Always chase your losses because one day you'll have that good day and you'll make everything back.
Yes,
This week I'm going for a big one. This one's I think it's a 6-leg multi. I'm pretty confident with this one. This one's going to return 17,000 off just $10. 17 grand.
That's a house
deposit. That's life changing. That's a house deposit.
That's a house deposit. 100 Ks out of Sydney.
That's a new car. That's a new fucking hat. That's a Ralph Lauren polo.
I won't have to wear a pink one.
That's what's a Ralph Lauren polo go for these days? $100. That's 170 Ralph Lauren polos. Right? Anyway, so let's get to the multi. So we've already discussed half of it. I'm gonna go with Lee Jingalang, just on the head, no TKO, just straight on the head. Philip Halls, that guy that's just come off the Contender Series who folded that Australia gun first 30 seconds last year. He looked phenomenal. I would put it on a round 1 KO. I don't even know who this guy's fighting is. I just think it's going to be a whitewash, but I've just safely put that one on the head. I've also got Justin Taffa, the Australian heavyweight. I'm on the Taffa train, considering he's the only heavyweight Australian competing in the UFC division. If you're not confident about that, you can change that. I was thinking of changing it up to making it just a fight to not go the distance. I think it's going to end in a KO, but I've put on my multi, I've put Justin Taffa by KO. Then obviously we discussed the Carlos Condon fight, Matt Brown. I've put Carlos Condon points as our previous discussion. And then, what do you call it? What's the Hail Mary? The Hail Mary. I think Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar, Max Holloway KO round 3. It's paying $23. It's really what bumps up the odds in this one. But I think he gets it done in round 3. I think he'll wear Kattar down. I think they're both sensational boxers. I think the fight's going to be awesome. And I think Max Holloway, it's going to kind of go in the direction it did with Brian Ortega. He's going to break him down. I think he's going to almost finish him by the second round. And I think he'll do that cheeky thing at the end of the second round where he'll point to who's on the desk, Paul Felder. He'll point to Paul Felder or someone and go, this round. I think you'll finish him in the third. He'll fucking knock his head off.
All right. Well, I might as well just
That's
jump.
my bet of the week.
That's the bet of the week. All right. Well, we'll put it up here and we'll put it in the.
Did I get it all? Let me have a check.
Got it all? Did you? Oh.
Let me have a check.
We might as well just go straight ahead and.
Oh, I also had Mike Grundy in that multi to make it a 6-leg multi, but Mike Grundy stuck in the UK, so it got voided. He was only paying $1.50, but I had him on the head in that multi, and that's been voided. So I think this bet will probably return around the 15 mark. It's still 150 Ralph Lauren polos, so
yeah. Still, what else could you want?
That's it.
All right, so let's go on to our main event now. We've got our fucking feature main event for this Sunday's card. It's Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. You've already pretty much given your breakdown with it.
Yeah, sorry,
No, you're all right.
That's how I think it's going to go.
That's how we roll on this thing. Is that your official prediction or is that your multi-long shot prediction?
That's my multi-long shot prediction. But my official prediction is KO rounds 3 to 5. I've picked 3, but it could be 4. It could be 5. But I think Calvin Kattar is very explosive. I think he'll wear down quicker, and that's why I've chosen 3. I think it'll just get done in 3. But it could be late 3, early 4.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, in my opinion, right now,
But I definitely think a Max Holloway KO.
I think regardless of the outcome of the fight, I think Max Holloway will win rounds 4 and 5, and even 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give him the last 3 altogether. So pretty much clears up a decision win for him, unless he ends up knocking him out. Now with Calvin Kattar, he's very good, very fucking good, and people are probably going to give me shit for this, but in terms of a clinical boxing. In terms of boxing as a science, like being a boxer, Calvin Kattar...
I think I'm about to give you shit for this.
In terms of being a boxer and the boxing science and everything that goes with it, the counter punching, the up close, everything that comes along with it, the combos and everything else. Calvin Kattar's a better boxer than Max Holloway. So that's not
It's
to
funny because
say
I think Max Holloway is probably the best boxer in the UFC.
he's the best kickboxer in the UFC, in my opinion.
Mm.
However, that's due to volume right there. That's a volume contest right there. And sure, I guess a boxer can be defined on his volume. But in terms of like, look, it's going to come down to whether Max Holloway can suppress Calvin Kattar, and I think he will. I think he'll be able to suppress him. I think I think if Calvin Kattar's got a chance of winning a round, which I do think he does, it'll either be round 1 or round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if he is in a position to get a stoppage, it'll be round 1 or round 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 rounds to seal the deal, in my opinion, with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Max Holloway doesn't tire out to a significant degree. He tires out, of course. Everyone tires out. But Max Holloway has a fucking pretty big fuel tank. He's a very economical person. And what's funny is his fighting is anything but economic. However, Calvin Kattar needs to get in there close. Needs to get in there close and trade with Max and just hit him with something clean. If that was the case. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Max is going to overwhelm him with his volume. I think Max is going to put out a fucking ton of strikes in this one. I think it's going to be bloody. I think it's going to be everything else. But I think just because of the way these two fighters work, as I was saying before, a lot of these fighters like to feel out and sort of walk around. So the first round will be the most boring round of the whole fight. However,
they know they're going 5 rounds too. So
yeah, they know they're going 5 rounds as well. So I think the first round will slightly edge to Holloway. I'm going to give every round out. The first round will slightly edge to Holloway. Kattar might be able to edge the second. Then I think it's all Holloway from there. So in my opinion, I don't think Holloway is going to stop Calvin Kattar for a few reasons. I think Calvin Kattar's going to show himself in this fight as a real durable motherfucker. So it just depends on what goes down there. But I'm going to go
We're yet to see how durable Calvin Kattar is, really. This is good. This is the fight that needs to happen to really see just how good is Calvin Kattar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's had some impressive performances over the last couple of years, but this is really going to test him. And I mean, yeah, you're right. He can definitely get Max Holloway's hittable. He can get on the inside and get. He's definitely got a harder punch than Max Holloway. But Max Holloway is also very good at his range. Yeah, and he's got a lot of attributes that work in his favor in this fight. You know what I mean? He does have the size and the reach advantages. But it's like you said at the start of this podcast. It is the first main event of the year, and it's got huge potential to be the fight of the year.
Yeah. It just looking at it for what it is now, I do think I'm just gonna have to go Max Holloway by decision. Just $2.20, fucking very safe bet, but that's just I can't call it any other way right now, unless you see a stoppage for Max in the late rounds, or you get some crazy punch by Kattar in round 1 or 2.
Is it only $2.20? Ew.
$2.20 by decision. Like, what are you gonna?
KO round 3 is 23.
I know. There's no point putting 220 in a multi.
KO round 4 is also 23, which is very rare. You see that. Usually the odds get significantly bigger as the fight goes on. Yeah, but not with Max Holloway. Max Holloway, he got even odds for 3, 4, 5, pretty much, because he just fucking.
What's 5? Is 5 even as well? 5.23.
I think it's a little. It's a little bit more. I think it goes up to like 27, but still. Usually you'll see in fights it'll go KO round 1 will be like $9. Then it'll jump to 16, and then it'll jump to 27, and then. But with Max Holloway, it's just like he gets it done in those later rounds. He's not going to wilter, unless Calvin really hurts him. But I see him breaking. I see Calvin Kattar suffering his first knockout loss. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Max Holloway
I think it'll be his first knockout loss.
Max Holloway just isn't purely a guy who's going to be like a finisher. He's not looking to go out to finish because he knows he does his best work in 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
So, and you're right.
I think everyone's sleeping on. I mean, Max Holloway is the heavy favourite, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on Max Holloway. I think we've all forgotten just how good he is. I mean, he's arguably, the greatest featherweight of all time. Yes, he's lost to Volkanovski in 2 very controversial decisions where he probably, in a lot of eyes, won both fights. But other than those 2, he's absolutely dominated every fight he's been in. Besides his jump up to Poirier. Besides his jump up. But, I mean, that wasn't his weight class.
And that's another important thing too, is if like anything is to learn from the Poirier thing, Calvin Kattar can land some, if he gets really in close, he lands some really good, powerful shots, and that's his path to victory, to do exactly what Poirier was doing, to stunt Max. Because when Poirier stunned Max was sort of a bit hesitant to go in. You know what I mean? So it's either like going to be that quick finish, or Max gets.
He could scare him off.
Bullied.
Yeah,
but I don't think that comes. I think Poirier is at 155. He was menacing. I think Calvin Kattar just the same weight and being in the weight that Max has always been in. I don't think you'll probably get that.
I agree.
But that remains to be seen, and this is the first one of 2021. Fucking thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully those sports bet balances look all right at the end of the week. If we can give 17 grand to 100 people, that's pretty much like, that's like curing world hunger. Well, it's on that line, we're giving a lot of people.
17 grand to 100 people off $10 bets. Sports bet won't like it. They won't like it.
I know, they won't. And
they'll be coming after me.
They'll be knocking at your door at the next podcast. I keep giving you tips out. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, comment, get some fan interaction, subscribe. If you want to send in a fan question as well, this is what we're doing for next year as well. Fightdayfanboy@gmail.com. If you want to submit your question, your opinion, your take, if you want to talk about your grievances after losing that big multi, no worries. We're here at that email address, fightdayfanboy@gmail.com. We'll put it down in the description as well, and we'll probably get a little graphic here as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Got a lot more coming for you in 2021, and let's do it. Play the fucking music.